Hello, beautiful soul. What if your triggers aren't actually working against you, but pointing to those places inside of you that are ready for healing? I know it doesn't feel that way, but those moments are often where God is inviting you into deeper healing. Hi, my name is Melanie Hope, and I created this channel to help other women experience healing, wholeness, and freedom from trauma using a faith-based holistic healing approach through principles and truths that God revealed to me on my own healing and transformation journey. Today, we're talking about something that most of us dread: triggers. Those small moments when a sound, a smell, a word, a tone, or even a look can send us spinning into emotional overwhelm, frustration, sadness, anger, anxiety, or overwhelm. But here's the truth: triggers are not your enemy. They're actually like God's holy highlighters, pointing straight to the parts of you that need healing the most, the wounds that your body and soul have been carrying probably since childhood. A trigger is basically a subconscious signal. It's your brain saying, hey, I remember something dangerous from the past. Because your body stores trauma, it could literally be anything: a texture, a color, a sound, even a memory or a thought. When a core wound is triggered, your nervous system reacts, often taking you down the polyvagal ladder into the fight, flight, freeze, or even shutdown survival modes. That protective response might look like irritability, emotional overwhelm, dissociation, or even self-sabotaging behaviors. But here's the good news: your triggers are actually pointing to the exact wounds that need your attention. They are opportunities to uncover old patterns, translate them with compassion, and begin true and lasting healing. Every trigger carries a message, but it takes intention to hear what it's trying to say. The next time you're triggered, ask yourself, what feeling or thought is behind this emotional reaction? What core wound does it reveal? Try to figure out the why behind your response. Emotional reactions are certainly normal, but when we're talking about triggers, we're talking about an excessive emotional reaction in comparison to the event that's actually happening in the present moment. This indicates that it's typically more about something deeper than about what's actually happening in present day. It might be something annoying or frustrating, but your response to it is excessive. For example, if being interrupted triggers extreme frustration in you, you might ask yourself, what feelings or thoughts or core wounds is that pointing to? And you might discover that under that surface level reaction, it's actually triggering a wound that is saying, I don't matter, I'm not important, or even I'm not loved. You can start to track your triggers throughout your day and notice the things that you have strong emotional reactions to, making space to uncover the wounds that God is trying to highlight and heal. Because here's the amazing news: your brain can be rewired. Repetition plus emotion equals lasting change. Your trauma loops created old neural pathways in your brain. These become almost like ruts. And the deeper that they get, the more easy it is for you to default into those behaviors because it's so ingrained into your brain. But by consistently introducing new patterns of emotions, thoughts, and behaviors, especially through faith-based practices that are rooted in God's truth, you can create new pathways of safety, peace, and dignity. You can turn to a faith-based rewiring practice to reprogram core trauma wounds using scripture. Divine editing is a powerful 3-step practice that helps you identify the core wound, illuminate God's truth, and to imprint God's truth to create new neural pathways in the brain and replace the lies that trauma has tried to convince you of. If you're interested in learning more or trying this practice, you can click the link in the description to download your free divine editing guide. Faith-based visualizations are another powerful practice that you can use to rewire your brain out of painful trauma loops. When you find yourself in an activated nervous system state after being triggered, simply close your eyes and imagine a moment of safety. Picture Jesus there with you, holding you, consoling you, comforting you. Imagine the feeling of safety in his arms. Imagine his light surrounding you, keeping you warm and safe. Images are your brain's language, and it doesn't understand the difference between imagined and real. So when you visualize yourself in a place of comfort and peace and safety, your brain responds with real chemical shifts that calm your nervous system and restore your body, mind, and heart to safety. Another simple thing you can turn to if you're triggered are glimmers. Just like triggers highlight what needs healing, glimmers are those little sparks or moments of joy and happiness and peace that can help you move back up that polyvagal ladder. Glimmers could be a kind word, a moment of laughter, a snuggle with your pet, a warm cup of your favorite coffee or tea, a sunrise, or an affirmation. Glimmers work like opposite energy to your triggers, helping you experience regulation in real time. Every trigger is actually an invitation for a glimmer. Pay attention and make note throughout your day to the things that make you smile or bring you the warm fuzzies, and turn to one of them every time you're sent into an activated nervous system state from a trigger. Use your senses to help you discover the things that soothe your nervous system. Really take time to sit and notice the things in your environment that you can see, that you can smell, that you can feel, that you can hear, and that you can taste. The things that calm, the things that bring peace, the things that soothe your nervous system. Make note of those things and make sure that you have them readily available in your environment that you can turn to when you're triggered to help signal safety, calm, and peace back to your nervous system and move you back up that polyvagal ladder. Remember, triggers are God's holy highlighters, pointing straight to the wounds that need your attention. When you start to understand and translate them and begin reprogramming your core trauma beliefs using faith-based holistic healing practices, you'll start to unlock the healing, freedom, and wholeness that Jesus laid down his life for. If you're interested in learning more, I hope to see you in my next video where I'll be talking about how trauma thrives in the dark. Real quick though, before I go, if a faith-based approach to healing from trauma resonates with you, but trying to piece it all together feels too overwhelming or time-consuming, that's exactly why I created my Victorious program. It's a 3-phased, faith-based, holistic trauma healing journey for women to walk you step by step through learning to regulate your nervous system, releasing stored trauma from your body, rewiring your brain with God's powerful truth, and learning to cultivate a faith that invites God's healing power into every part of your being, body, soul, and spirit. With a foundation in trauma education and biblical truths, daily faith-based holistic healing practices, and faith in God's power and heart to set you free from the damaging effects of your trauma. You'll learn how to transform your triggers into opportunities for restoration. And you'll use victory visualizations to reprogram your brain, turning pain into a path for healing. If you're ready to experience healing, wholeness, and freedom for your body, soul, and spirit, I want to invite you on a free 15-minute phone call to help you discern if the Victorious program would be right for you. It's a no pressure, safe space to prayerfully consider where you're at in your life, where you hope to be, and if Victorious can help you achieve those goals. You can click the link in the description to schedule your phone call, and you'll also find a Victorious link if you want to learn more about the program. You don't have to stay stuck where you are. Victory is already yours through Jesus, and a faith-based, holistic healing approach is how you come into agreement with it.